back into session. And after deliberation, talking with both sides, we are going to adjourn the meeting tonight in hopes that the governor will agree with us and sign the bill, and we will set a meeting for tomorrow at 12 noon, and that is the deadline. That if we could make some progress, and hopefully the governor would sign that policy bill. It's a good bill, has the soil loss provision in it without the nitrogen tax. We will wait until tomorrow. Any questions? Representative Johnson.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And I would ask that you take this opportunity to also at that meeting allow for public testimony. And I think, again, you can provide the time limits. I'm really concerned about the precedent that's being set. And I don't, to be honest with you, I just don't, the Representative Anderson I know, and I've learned to know, and I share Representative Poppy's deep respect for you, and I think you know that. I don't think you want to be attached to that precedent. I really don't. And I think it could be done. I think there could be an understanding that I don't see people lining up. I'm not going to ask Mr. Moulton to come back to St. Paul. But the point is, I think the public understands the pressure we're under time-wise. I think the public respects that, but I also think the public expects that they be able to at least weigh in. And even allowing 3-on-3 or something like that, it could take 15, 20 minutes, but just it also helps us. It always helps me when I hear that public speak, and it helps us understand what the framework of the issue is. Like when you talk about, this is really just about adopting this resolution, well, we really haven't, we're not all that completely clear what that resolution is, and the testimony helps us understand that. So I would ask that you've got the opportunity to do that as you make the hearing, to also allow for the public testimony. That's my request.
Representative Johnson, I don't know if I quite agree with you in that if we want to have this statute explained by staff, we certainly can do that, explain it to the nth degree. But again, we are not here to debate the nitrogen rule, and I think that's what it's going to turn into if we open it up to public testimony. Representative Nornis.
Just a question of Mr. Chair. 12 noon is a time that we'll know for sure whether the governor has signed the bill. If he signs the bill, would then there be a necessary committee meeting?
That's a good point, Representative. No, we would not proceed with the resolution. And
my point is, Mr. Chair, that it's difficult to line up testifiers when there's some unknown factors here. So I think it's unfair to the testifiers to even put them on standby for a committee meeting that may not happen. So.
Yeah, good point. And Representative Miller.
No, nothing, Mr. Chair.
Oh.
Good.
Representative Bly.
Thank you, Chair. So when you say we're going to debate the resolution, I'm not totally clear what you mean, because this resolution, if passed, will have implications, will have outcomes that I think it would be useful for us to hear what people's opinion is about how it will impact. And I'm not talking about necessarily the nitrogen rule, but going forward, how will it impact people? And I think it's important that we hear something about that. Otherwise, I think we're making a decision in the dark. And I don't mean in the dark of night. I mean, we don't understand what the implications are of what this resolution is going to mean. It may be simple in your mind, but it's not in mine. I'd like to know what the impact of it's going to be. And I think we'd need to have some testimony to help us understand that.
Again, I think staff can provide the mechanics of the resolution. Representative Mahoney. Pizza's getting cold.
I know it's getting cold, but I just want to be clear here, Mr. Chair, that you just threatened the governor that if he doesn't sign your bill, you're going to pass this resolution to screw with his water legacy. You did say that. I want the public to understand that the chair of the Ag Committee just threatened the governor with a retaliatory bill. Unbelievable legislative behavior.
Mr. Chair.
Representative Poppy.
Thank you. Let's not bully each other. Let's not call names. Let's not go back and forth. Let's just stop it, okay? We need to listen respectfully, speak respectfully, and acknowledge that we have differing views on numerous things. I am appreciative that we're going to have the evening to try to resolve this issue and until noon tomorrow. And my hope is that the governor does read the bill and does agree that it is worth signing, because I think it's worth signing, and I would like to see him have that same impression. But if we continue to just go down, we're going to be done Monday, Tuesday, people are going to be at the doors. We're going to start this whole political circus again. And we got plenty of time for that in the future. So I just respectfully ask that we all just take a chill pill and actually try to figure out how to solve this, but respect each other, listen, and let's hope that tomorrow we don't meet again, because I'd really like to see a resolution that includes the governor's signature on this bill. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Representative. Further comments, Representative Johnson.
Yeah, and I thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm certainly not trying to bully, but this principle of the public input, when you indicated, and you're right, you are setting a precedent, and I think it's a precedent that I don't like being a part of. And so my thought is, I think Representative Nornes made a good point. But they know they would be on standby, and I think that's known today, and I think that's part of it. And as far as people straying away, I'll tell you, I will support you all the way in keeping it direct, in making sure the testimony is brief and to the point of the resolution. It's possible nobody would testify too. That's possible. I understand that, but I don't think it's good measure to set a precedent that there is no public testimony. And that's my best advice for you. And I respect your decision, but that's like when you give the speaker advice, in this case, I'm giving the chair, who I respect, my best advice.
Thanks, Representative. And again, to get back and hone in on what we are here for, the debate would have to be, for example, when you go to the tax committee, you talk about tax issues. Civil law, it's civil law issues. The discussion here is whether or not this committee has a jurisdiction of 14.162. To me, that is the crux of why we're here and the reason why we're here. And that's why I feel that this debate is among the committee, and it has to center on whether we have, as a committee, the jurisdiction with 14.162. I will check again, but what we were told by nonpartisan staff was that this is a committee resolution, and what you mentioned earlier is for House files, Senate files, House resolutions. And again, here we go again with this discord here. And with that, I'm going to choose to finish on what Representative Poppy said. And again, the committee will be set to meet at 12 o'clock noon tomorrow. Meeting is adjourned.